as I have already discussed in my previous video session, or as I have already told that the next video will consist about statements and conclusions designed with Venn diagram. That is a very important part of your banking or IAS or GMAT exams. Okay, so let's focus here. I have already written a few statements, that is statement A, B, C, and then I have drawn some conclusion 1, 2, 3. What we have to do? We have to match statements with conclusions, and we have to tell which conclusion actually match with statements or which does not. Let's draw a Venn diagram based on the statements. So what is the statement A? All flowers are tree. This is drawn as flower. So as all flowers are tree, so flower will be a part of tree, that is tree. Some trees are house. Now some trees are house. So if this is house, then we see that this part is within tree, and all houses are wheels. So all houses are wheels, so that will be like this. If it is denoted by wheel W, it will be also a part of tree, because house is also inclined, a particular part of house is also inclined in the tree segment. So naturally a fine part of wheel segment will also be merged with the tree segment. Okay, so this is the basic diagram. Now as per the conclusion goes, what we can see, it is basic diagram. Okay, so let's draw the conclusion. What the conclusion is? At least some wheels are trees. So some wheels are trees. Obviously we see that a part of wheel is included within trees. So its wheel, then obviously some wheels are trees. So conclusion 1 is right. Now the conclusion 2 tells us some trees are flowers. Let's see what happens here. Very interesting. Some trees are flowers. So this is a part of tree and this is a flower. So as we have already seen that flowers is within tree segment. So if this circle is denoted by flower, so this must be denoted by tree. Actually this will be, and this will be a little bit different. This will be actually houses, and this will be wheel. So what we get? some trees are flowers, it follows. Okay, we can see that some trees are within flower part. Now let's come to the third conclusion. All wheels are flowers possibly. Okay, so from basic diagram we see that this one is wheel section. As flowers is within tree section and wheel is also within tree section, so there is a possible matching of flowers with wheels that I have already drawn in this final diagram, modified diagram. Rather we can denote it as modified diagram. From the next sessions I will also denote this as basic diagram BD and modified diagram MD. That will be some abbreviated part of this word. Okay, so statement 3 also follows. So in case of conclusion, all the 3 conclusions are relevant to the statements. That's the answer. Okay, hope you have got that properly. Now let's come to the next one. Let me draw the second one. Okay, so what's the second one? Statement tells us that some desk are chairs. Statement 2 tells us some chairs are pen. Statement 3 tells us some pens are drawers. Now conclusion, let it denoted as CON. So conclusion 1, at least some drawers, at least some drawers are desks. All, conclusion 2 tells us all drawers are chairs possibly, and conclusion 3, no drawer is a chair. So based on the statements, let's draw a basic Venn diagram. So what will be the basic Venn diagram? Some desks are chairs. Some desks are chair. Okay. Why some? Because some part of chairs are within desk section. Statement 2 tells us some chairs are pen. Some chairs are pens. Some pens are drawers. Some pens are drawer. So it is basic diagram. Now what will be the modified diagram? what the actual modified diagram will be. Modified diagram is always for conclusion. Just remember that two types of Venn diagrams are here. One is basic diagram and second one is modified diagram. Basic diagram is always drawn from the statements portion and the modified diagram is always drawn from the conclusions portion. If you remember this basic criteria, then during the exam time it will be very easy for you to draw the conclusion actually, to finish the answer actually. Okay, now what will be the modified diagram? Let's draw it from conclusion. At least some drawers are desks. Is it correct or not? Actually, at least some drawers are desks. So it is desks and it is drawer. Both are D, so it will be difficult if we denote both circle as D. Okay, so desk is DS and drawer is DR in basic diagram. Now, conclusion 1 tells us that at least some drawers are desks. Is it correct? Some drawers are desks. There is no possibility that any part of drawer will be included in desks. So, conclusion 1 is incorrect. Now, conclusion 2, all drawers are chairs. Is it? Let's see. All drawers are chair. So, possibility. So, drawers are already within pen part. So, some portion of drawer is within the pen region. So, also some pens are within chair region. So it's a possibility that some drawers will be within chair region. It is a possibility. It doesn't mean that it will be. That's why it's indicated as possibility. So if you get this type of word in your question, so you easily understand that there is a fragmented interpretation of the logical Venn. That is, this fragment and this fragment are matching or matching the whole three segments. So, conclusion 2 correct. Now, let's come to the final conclusion. Conclusion number 3. No drawers are chair. No drawers are chair. Obviously, there is a visible and notable gap between chair and drawer circles. So, conclusion 3 conclusion, no drawers are chair. Oh, sorry, no drawers are chair. It can't be. Conclusion 3 is incorrect. Why? Why it's incorrect? Because already from conclusion 2 we have seen that some drawers may be chairs. So why will tell that no drawer is chair? If from conclusion 2 we get all drawers are chair and it is right, and if we tell in the next conclusion that no drawer is chair, so that two conclusion will be simply contradictory. So there should not be any contradiction between these two conclusions. So obviously conclusion 3 is incorrect. Okay, so that is incorrect. 2 is only correct and 3 is again incorrect. So if we now draw the modified diagram, let's now draw the modified diagram. So modified diagram will be, what will be the modified diagram? It will be desk, chair, drawer, pens. So it will be the MD. Hope you have got this. Now come to another statement and conclusion. Obviously the video session is going a bit lengthy, okay, but you have to keep your patience intact, because it's not possible, because there will be hundreds of statement conclusions with or without Venn diagram. It will be very tough if we always show you only one statement conclusion in only one video. So what I have decided is to include 3 in a row. The video session will be a bit longer, but I hope it will not create any problem for you. Okay, so let's draw the third one and the last one for this particular session. Okay, so stay tuned for few more minutes. Now statement tells, statement A, all politicians are corrupt. Statement B, some politicians are honest. And statement C tells us that no leaders are honest. Now draw the conclusion. Just a minute.
বন্ধ করে দিলাম নাকি পাল্লা